Can you hear him? A little bit. I can hear him from the headset over there. That shit's really loud.
Spring break is officially here. Coming up, we'll bring you travel updates from McGee-Tyson Airport.
And we'll show you new resources on campus to help with the job search.
I like to say now that my favorite story is the last one I did.
UT welcomed a renowned journalist for the Baker Memorial Lecture, and TVC interviewed her in an alum's office.
Welcome back to TVC Plus. I'm Kendall Lusk.
And I'm Cam Evans. Spring break has officially arrived, and we know that many of you will be either traveling home or to a vacation spot in the next few days.
To help you plan your travels, our Molly Pokewall is at McGee-Tyson Airport to tell us what to expect if you're planning on flying.
Yeah, guys, we're here right in McGee-Tyson Airport. We're seeing a lot of groups come in, a lot of groups and families right here in the airport. Not a ton of congestion yet, but be on the lookout for that afternoon congestion with all of those flights coming in. However, a lot of traffic on the way here coming in from Airport Highway, a lot of cops lining those roads. So give yourself a nice good time to get yourself here, get yourself parked, and find your gate. Speaking of gates, we are right outside the brand new Southwest Gate, another option for students and families to get right here back to UT. We talked to an airport official, Morgan Nellis, to learn more about spring break travel tips.
For spring break, we have lots and lots of travelers coming to the airport. So with more traffic means longer lines, more congested parking. So this will just give you plenty of time to get here, find a parking spot, and get inside and get to your gate.
Yeah, guys, remember, give yourself that nice good time to get yourself here, get yourself to the airport, and find out where you're going. Speaking of getting here, UT is offering shuttle services right here to McGee-Tyson Airport that can bring you here. One left this morning, one is leaving this afternoon, and there will be departing shuttles right back to UT that are leaving on March 15th. However, we just checked, those shuttles are sold out, but TVC will keep you updated with more options to get you right here and get you right back to campus. This is Molly Pokewell, right back to the desk.
Thanks, Molly.
As graduation approaches, many seniors are facing a new kind of test, the job search. But campus leaders say students don't have to navigate it alone. I took a look at one major resource students can take advantage of. For many students, balancing classes, leadership roles, and internships is already a full schedule. Add in resumes, cover letters, and job applications, and the process can quickly become overwhelming. Senior Abby Dobrak says the hardest part isn't knowing what she wants, but finding the time to make it happen.
Finding the time to search for jobs and apply to jobs, you know. Again, I'm very involved around campus and I still do have classes and everything.
Abby's experience isn't unique. Many students say customizing resumes, researching companies, and networking can feel like a job on top of school itself. That's where one main resource comes in handy. The University of Tennessee understands that college isn't the only 4 years of your life, so they're dedicated to helping students have a smoother transition into the real world. The place to do that, the Center for Career Development and Academic Exploration. The center connects students with industry-based career coaches, hosts career fairs, and provides access to Handshake. Katie Wiley, the Director of Employer Relations, oversees everything Handshake.
Handshake is our career and event posting system, and it has jobs and all sorts of networking opportunities on the platform as well.
Students can search for jobs, connect directly with recruiters, and even find networking events. Help also comes in the form of career coaches.
Our career coaches are dedicated to the students who know they want to go be for an engineer per se, right? But they don't know, the specific type of engineer, or they don't know the professional materials they need to get there, or they just want to help, they need help searching for those opportunities.
Wiley says no matter what stage of the job search students are in, the goal is to make sure every volunteer feels confident stepping into the next chapter. For more information on available resources, visit studentsuccess.utk.edu.
Tuesday night was a special night on UT's campus. The Baker School of Public Policy hosted PBS NewsHour senior correspondent Judy Woodruff for the Baker Memorial Lecture, and TVC's own Gail Fanning sat down with Woodruff before the event.
One can feel it in the halls and adorned on walls. And for one journalist, she's elated.
I couldn't possibly say no.
UT welcomed PBS NewsHour senior correspondent Judy Woodruff for the annual Baker Memorial Lecture Tuesday night, a unique opportunity for the university to celebrate 1949 law alum Howard H. Baker.
I think Howard Baker is pretty much in a category by himself.
Baker's bipartisanship as majority leader contrasts modern U.S. politics.
We are in my opinion, the most polarized time we've been in since I started reporting.
In her America at a Crossroads series, Woodruff reduces the uncomfortable polarization, one conversation at a time.
Everywhere I go, I ask, whether it's the Uber driver or someone working in a hotel, I ask them, what do you think about American politics? And they will often say, it's awful, it's terrible.
Amid the changes, she still believes it's up to the journalists and public servants.
I think we owe it to the public to begin to work really hard to find ways to bring people together.
As citizens prepare for America 250, Woodruff connects all political views for civil dialogue, an action Senator Baker would be proud of. In Knoxville, Gail Fanning, Vol News.
If you're interested in watching Woodruff's lecture to over 200 Knoxville area residents, it's available on the Baker School's YouTube page. And if you're curious who her Q&A monitor was, it was Jean Wojciechowski from CCI.
The University of Tennessee is bringing a little bit of Rocky Top to future Vols across the state. The new Vol Roll Call event in Nashville are giving admitted students and their families a chance to learn more about campus life before making their final college decisions. The events are part of a series hosted by UT's Office of Student Services and Experience, designed to help admitted students understand their next steps after acceptance. From information sessions in a live panel to interactive activities and campus partner tables, students and families have the opportunity to ask questions and connect with the university community. Current students also play a key role in sharing their own experiences on Rocky Top.
It's such a rewarding feeling to know that I'll talk to these students and then I'll see them in the fall, and I might be what convinced them to go ahead and continue to go on and confirm their enrollment at the university.
Events like New Vol Roll Call are designed to give future Vols a preview of campus life, while helping them connect with other students and university leaders with multiple events held across Tennessee. University officials say the goal is simply helping admitted students feel at home before they arrive on campus.
Is love really blind? Students at the University of Tennessee are getting a chance to find out. But this blind date on campus isn't with a person, it's actually with a book.
This Valentine's season, an event here on campus is teaching students how to fall in love with reading. Taking place at the Hodges and Pendergrass libraries, the Blind Date with a Book event gives students the unique chance to check out a book only knowing a short summary of what's inside. Without a cover, title, or author, the event's organizer, Rebecca Moses, encourages students to take a chance.
Kind of the whole don't judge a book by its cover kind of thing.
By including a mix of all genres, Moses, the public services and engagement librarian at Hodges Library, hopes students discover something they would not typically choose.
New books are coming out all the time, and you might really enjoy a book that you wouldn't normally pick out.
This rings true for UT neuroscience student Tallulah Bond, blindly choosing a book genre she had never read.
When you can't see the cover, you don't know what the book is, you get a chance to kind of step outside of your comfort zone.
Reading for Bond means more learning and less scrolling.
It's just so much more fulfilling and mentally enriching.
A sentiment inspiring Moses to set up this event, hoping to bring back the love of reading.
Reading for fun can still be fun even when you're a grown-up.
A love story that begins by just turning a page.
The Blind Date with a Book event ran through the whole month of February. You can check out a book at the library with your student ID for 4 weeks at a time.
The NCAA championships are right around the corner for Vols swim and dive. After the break, we'll take a look at the Lady Vols who will be competing.
And Lady Vol tennis remains undefeated in SEC play. We'll recap their match against Bama right after this.
From the tiniest creature to the mightiest giant, every species shapes our world. Bees pollinate our plants, elephants keep forests healthy, and coral reefs protect our shores. When wildlife thrives, so do we. We all have a role to play in keeping nature strong. Together, we can protect wildlife and build a future where people and nature thrive. Find out how at wwf.earth/species.
Why is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick, below the surface. Our reason why is united, undivided, seeking understanding. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community. It's a million faces in a mirror and everyone belongs. Find your why for a better us.
Welcome back to TVC Plus. It's time for the Rocky Top Sports Report.
Let's head over to Mateus and Sam to get you all caught up on all things Tennessee athletics. Guys?
Thanks, Cameron. Welcome to the Rocky Top Sports Report. It's been yet another busy weekend on Rocky Top, so let's get into it.
Tennessee track and field competed in their SEC championship over the weekend. It wasn't quite the performance that they were looking for. The men's team finished 6th overall in the final team standings, and the women finished 9th. However, the Vols didn't leave completely empty-handed. Tennessee earned a podium finish in 4 events: the women's mile, the women's 60-meter hurdles, and then second in the men's pole vault, 2 in the men's pole vault, including the Vols' only SEC gold medalist, Isma Sawe. He vaulted a lifetime best at 5.78 meters, which is the 3rd best in Tennessee indoor history. Next up, the Tennessee athletes that post top 16 NCAA qualifying will travel to Fayetteville, Arkansas for the 2026 NCAA Indoor National Championships a week from today.
And speaking of NCAA championships, Lady Vols Swim and Dive now knows who will be traveling to Atlanta, Georgia in 2 weeks to compete in the NCAA Women's Swimming and Diving Championships. 5 swimmers will be competing in 3 events this year. Camille Spink will compete in the 50, 100, and 200 meter freestyles. Jillian Crooks will join Spink in the 50 and 100 meter freestyles, and she will also swim in the 100 backstroke. Ella Jansen and Emily Brown will compete in the 500 meter freestyle, 200 meter butterfly, and the 400 meter individual medley. Finally, Mizuki Harai will swim in the 100 meter freestyle, 100 meter backstroke, and the 100 meter butterfly. 6 other swimmers will join them as the Lady Vols look to bring a national championship back to Rocky Top.
Lady Vol Tennis has started off their season looking like a potential national championship contender. They picked up a 4-0 win over the number 28 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide Saturday to continue undefeated start to SEC play. The Vols picked up the doubles point after sisters Audrey Aulia and Catherine Aulia to a 6-1 win on court 3. They also became the first sisters to compete together in doubles since 1982. Number 25th ranked Layla Britez Riso won her match Saturday, which means she is still undefeated in 2026. Britez Riso and the number 14 ranked Lady Vols will return to Barksdale Stadium tonight to take on the number 11th ranked Oklahoma Sooners.
And speaking of Oklahoma, men's tennis battled the Sooners in Game 1 of their doubleheader on Sunday. The Vols continue to struggle in SEC play. Oklahoma dominated the Vols 4-1. The only Vol to pick up a win was Borush Skirkir, who won his match 6-1. The Vols responded in their second match of the day, defeating Belmont 6-1, and Tennessee is now 4-1 in its matches against in-state opponents. Next, the Vols will take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs in Starkville this afternoon before traveling to LSU for a Sunday afternoon match against the Tigers.
Now let's head over to the golf course. Tennessee was in Mexico over the weekend for the Cabo Collegiate. The Vols finished in the top 5 for the 2nd tournament in a row as a team. The 8 underperformance for the tournament put them in a tie for 4th with the Ole Miss Rebels. Individually, sophomore Jackson Harrington finished in the top 10 for the 3rd time in his career, shooting 6 under par. And senior Josh Hill finished just outside the top 10 with a 3 under par performance.
Up next, Vol Golf will travel to California March 16th at the Palma Valley Collegiate. Now over to the women. Lady Vol Golf returns to action Sunday for the first time since their 5th place finish at the Moon Golf Invitational. Freshman Madison Messimer is coming off of 4 consecutive top 20 finishes, including a 13th place finish at the Moon Golf Invitational. Messimer and the Vols will be at RTJ Golf Trail at Silver Lakes in Gadsden, Alabama for the Chris Bannister Golf Classic.
Lou Holtz, the legendary football coach who coached Notre Dame to a national championship in 1988, passed away Wednesday. Holtz coached the Fighting Irish in one of the most famous games in Tennessee football history, the Miracle at South Bend.
The number 13 ranked Tennessee Volunteers, led by starting quarterback Andy Kelly, found themselves down 31-7 on the road against a 5th ranked Notre Dame in November of 1991. A switch flipped on the Vols sideline though, and Tennessee completed the 2nd largest comeback in program history, winning the game 35-34.
Holtz said afterwards that the loss was the worst of his career and that it was the most disappointed he had ever been in his life. For the next 34 years, Holtz willingly admitted his dislike for the Vols.
And that brings us to the end of this week's Rocky Top Sports Report. Be sure to tune in to the CW channel at 12:30 for an update on how the Lady Vols are doing to start the SEC tournament.
That's all from us. Until next time, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, guys. A holiday celebration in honor of a horse. Hear about one student organization. A holiday celebration in honor of a horse. Hear about one student's organization's growth in 21st Mortgage Plaza.
Need a haircut without breaking the bank? When we come back, we'll give you a solution, and it's right here on campus.
What was that you mentioned about?
From the tiniest creature to the mightiest giant, every species shapes our world. Bees pollinate our plants, elephants keep forests healthy, and coral reefs protect our shores. When wildlife thrives, so do we. We all have a role to play in keeping nature strong. Together, we can protect wildlife and build a future where people and nature thrive. Find out how at wwf.earth/species.
Why is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick, below the surface. Our reason why is united, undivided, seeking understanding. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community. It's a million faces in a mirror and everyone belongs. Find your why for a better us.
We've already got you ready to travel for spring break. Now let's get you over to Gail for a look at what the weather is going to look like next week.
Thanks, Kendall. Knoxville's weather this week.
Once a year inside McClung Tower, keyboards replace textbooks. Students and faculty turn scanned Black History doc.
Knoxville's weather this week makes it spring, but not spring break. East Tennessee will be experiencing a cold front from the Great Plains in the Midwest, but Knoxvillians will continue to experience the warm weather from the past few days. And on Monday, there will be a 50% chance of rain and thunderstorms with a high of 76 and a low of 60. However, you won't experience this drizzle if you go away for spring break. So here's the forecast for some sandy locations you may find Vols at. Orlando, Florida will have partly sunny skies without precipitation. Highs will be in the mid to upper 80s and lows in the mid 60s. It will be a great day to visit the theme parks in the area. Fort Lauderdale, Florida will have a slower start to the week with a 20% chance of rain on Monday. The sky will clear on Monday night for a good midweek tan until showers return on Thursday. There will be a high in the low 80s and a low around 70. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina will have similar precipitation to Knoxville during spring break with a chance of rain on Sunday and Monday. However, the midweek sun will end on Monday night as showers return, and temperatures are likely to remain with a high in the low 70s and a low in the low 60s.
Finally, the Outer Banks of North Carolina's weekend clouds will end with sun returning during early in the week, but precipitation will return in the later half. The high throughout will be in the 60s with lows in the lower 50s. Although it may be a wash in East Tennessee, most UT students will be out of the region soaking in the sun in warmer areas, aside from the Outer Banks, unfortunately. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gail. Preserving history doesn't always happen in a museum. Our Carmen Rivera reported Transcribe-a-thon.
Once a year inside McClung Tower, keyboards replace textbooks. Students and faculty turn scanned Black history documents into searchable records. It's called the Frederick Douglass Transcribe-a-thon. Co-head of the event, Shayna Anderson, says it's the history that matters the most to her.
It means that it's an act of resistance, it's an act of grounding.
Ann Langendorfer, an English professor at UT and a member of the organizing committee, helped recruit Anderson to serve on the committee. She says thousands of records are ready, but they need human hands to make them searchable.
So we have a lot of digitized records that need to be transcribed.
Some ink is faded, some handwriting is hard to read, and while artificial intelligence can scan a document, it can't always understand it. That's where volunteers step in. Students like Hudson Walker say it's about giving space to stories that don't always get it.
It's a really good way to see some history that isn't typically shown.
Next year marks the event's 10th anniversary, and organizers are hoping even more students will take part.
I want more students to be involved. Next year is our 10th year. We're going to try to do something really big.
Because for one day each year, history isn't just remembered, it's restored. In Knoxville, Carmen Rivera, TVC News.
The Student Union is known to most as a place to grab food and hang out. However, it also provides a service that's a cut above the rest.
For Tennessee students, finding an affordable haircut can be a difficult task. What most students don't know is that a solution is right here on campus at the Student Union. Des Newcomb, coordinator for Center of Basic Needs, is responsible for the pop-up barbershop, providing haircuts to students and faculty for free.
I work with a lot of students who are facing basic needs insecurities, so a haircut is, luxury, honestly. Meet that need by bringing barbers here and doing that for free while they're learning, then it's a win-win for both of us.
Haircuts are given by students from the Master Academy of Barbering, giving aspiring barbers like Deshaun Mobley extra opportunities to practice their craft. It's more than just a job for Mobley.
I like to make people happy. I kind of like to change their appearance, and when they after they see the cut, they kind of like, puts a big smile on their face.
For Mobley, a good haircut can make all the difference.
Once you get a haircut, your confidence kind of rises. You kind of go out, you do more things that you probably wouldn't do if you didn't have a haircut.
Since the event first started in October of last semester, the work from barbers like Mobley has allowed Newcomb to accomplish her own personal mission.
Waking up each morning and knowing that what I do as a coordinator actually makes a difference in the lives of our students. So.
The pop-up barbershop is a special place where hair and price both get cut. In Knoxville, I'm Sam Becker, Vol News.
And don't worry if you missed the pop-up barbershop this time. Those interested can attend this month's pop-up barbershop on Wednesday, March 18th from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. For more information, visit calendar.utk.edu, or you can email Des Newcomb directly at des@utk.edu.
And finally, we are now in the year of the horse. The Lunar New Year began on February 17th, and the Vols celebrated the event in 21st Mortgage Plaza. Our Gail Fanning has the story on one student association bringing the event to UT Knoxville.
It's a celebration, and for Vietnamese Student Association President Mackenzie Wing, a priority.
We wanted to be able to kind of first start off small and see how far we could be able to grow it.
VSA hosted its annual Lunar New Year on February 17th to respond to a major gap on campus. According to UT's Institutional Research and Strategic Analysis, the university's Asian community is around 3.6% of its student body. Wing has experienced the gap.
It's been so hard, seeing people like me in spaces where I was confined to one identity or one horrible stereotype.
And more.
I kind of find myself balancing my identity as Asian as well as American.
But started Lunar New Year to dispel barriers and to highlight Asian cultures.
We saw that there was like a disparity in how our school wasn't representing a lot of Asian communities.
According to membership chair Candace Lee, the event is about community through dance and fashion presentations.
We decided to bring in the lion dancers, we wore our traditional aoyais.
At 21st Mortgage Plaza, it served as remembrance.
Wow, I forgot how much fun these events were and how much, I don't know, closer I feel with my culture.
And the importance of embracing your community.
We can be found anywhere. You can find community anywhere you want to be.
As UT grows, so does the Vietnamese Student Association's Lunar New Year. And with growth comes community, visibility, and celebration. In Knoxville, Kale Fanning, Vol News.
What a great opportunity for representation on campus. If you missed Lunar New Year itself, don't worry. VSA will host a game night with the Black Musicians Alliance on March 26th.
That brings us to the end of this week's episode of TVC Plus. Be sure to tune in to TVC News at 12:30 on the CW channel for more coverage on what's happening here on Rocky Top. And follow us on Instagram at TVC News Now. Once again, I'm Cam Evans.
And I'm Kendall Lusk. And as always,
Go Vols!